Konnichiwa, God. Because guys, did hear Jamaican content creator. I am back at it again. Yeah, long time no see, guys. Reaction time and reacting to a new video from RIKI with mates in Japan. Um, I guess he's the new Takashi in Japan. He does an interview with foreigners. What's it like to be black in Japan? And this was an interview done 8 months ago, so it's a more updated version, 2024, 2025 version. So let's see. If you want to see more reactions, let me know. I'm going to start putting out more reaction videos weekly as well as regular content. So just come back to the channel, make a like, tell a friend that Pickers Guide is back. You know one thing go. Rum. Let's get into this thing here now.
What's it like being black in Japan?
I think it's a bit overwhelming at first, to be completely honest, because like,
and then she would like block me. And she was blocking me, right? And it seemed like she liked me, but she kept blocking me. And then,
no matter where I go, I'll always get discriminated against for being black. So I might as well choose the place that makes me happy.
Hi everyone, how are you? This is Ricky.
Hi,
Today
Ricky.
I'm going to interview black people. What's it like being black in Japan? So let's see. On my channel, I dive into Japanese culture and lifestyle with both Japanese people and foreigners in Japan. So it's a perfect channel for anyone thinking about traveling to or living in Japan. Plus, you can learn real everyday Japanese by watching this video like this. So if you haven't yet, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Instagram where I show my daily life in Tokyo. Alright, let's get started.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. Could you introduce yourself?
my name is Darion. I'm from America, and I'm particularly from Louisiana, like the central Louisiana.
Particularly.
So how long have you been in Japan?
I've only been in Japan for a week so far, but I did go last year for 1 month, a part of the school program here.
Alright, so how long will you be staying in Japan?
I'll be staying in Japan for 1 year.
What's it?
Off the bat, yo, this 1 month snapshot versus actually living in a country. Anyway, let's watch it.
Like, being black in Japan.
Okay, that's a really good question. I feel like when it comes to being black in Japan, it's no different from being maybe like another color. Now, just in the Asian countries, white is favored more, merely because that's just how it's been for a long time. The color white is favored, not necessarily the character of the person, but just the appearance. Like if a Japanese person sees a white guy and he's like mildly attractive, it's like, oh, that guy is like cool, he's super cool, he's white or whatever.
Facts.
But that's not as common, I think, nowadays. I feel like it's more so whenever you come here, you're a foreigner. You're not black necessarily, you're not white necessarily, you're a foreigner. And it's only a few Japanese people that might look at you as color. For example, there's a lot of Japanese girls that like gyaru, and a lot of them really like hip hop culture. I'm just using Japanese.
You mean gyaru?
Gyaru,
yeah.
however you say it.
Alright, yeah.
Gyaru.
Gyaru, right? Yeah.
Gyaru. I'm only using Japanese girls for example, but there's also guys too that are also
I know.
like hip hop. So a lot of girls that are into that, they like hip hop whatnot. So when they see a black guy, it might be more of a like a spectacle to them, right? That's the only case where race might play a part. But for the most part, in Japan, it's mostly just like, oh, you're a foreigner, right? Instead of just like, oh, you're black, you're white, you're Mexican, right? So when it comes to relationships here, you have to be very, very, I guess, particular with what you might say.
Yes.
And how you might convey something.
Let's say you're dating a Japanese girl. Like, is there any problem? Could be like language, could be like culture difference, or like whatever.
Ooh, good question. So one problem could be a case of being fetishized because of the race.
Yep.
The one problem can be they just see you as a novelty, right? And I've seen this in many interviews with foreigners on Japan. It's like if you're like black or whatever, it's like a novelty, right? So they might not completely like you for you. Oh, I'll tell you an experience I did have. I was talking to a Japanese girl online, and we talked for a very long time. I don't know if she's Manhattan, I'm not sure, but she was a little bit crazy. But we were talking, and she was very sweet and whatnot. But she would have these weird moments where she would get like really drunk and whatnot or whatever, and then she would like block me. And she would just block me, right? And it seemed like she liked me, but she kept blocking me, and then she just blocked me altogether. So I don't think she necessarily liked me personally. It was kind of just like, oh, this is black.
I need more details. Like, what was the conversations like? I mean, actually, I don't, because Japanese people just block and ghost people for whatever reason they feel like. Mostly to avoid a conflict, which by doing so they actually make a conflict more likely to happen. But it's a culture.
Black guy's a spectacle. Let me talk to him for a little bit or whatever, and then move on.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And I've heard a lot of other people talk about that same experience where it'll seem like someone's into them, and then it's kind of just like they kind of distance off once they get their fix of a foreigner, So, but it's not with every Japanese. I'm not gonna say that, but it's some of them are like that, especially counting like what their niche is, So.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Could you introduce yourself?
My name is Umi, and I'm from Florida, and I've lived in Japan for 2 years.
What brought you to Japan?
I wanted to study Japanese, and since I was a kid, I've always wanted to live here.
What's it like being black in Japan?
So it's different from being a foreigner. Those are two different things. Technically, yeah, they're the same, but also different. Being black, I would say, has its difficulties. Like I get stereotyped a lot, actually, in Japan. So with my job, I work with kids, and
Yeah.
so when I first meet them, they cry because of my skin tone. I
Yep.
get a lot of derogatory terms sometimes with Japanese people. Like they've called me like a monkey. I've been called the N word a few times here, but also it's been really good too. So
All right. So when you deal with kids in Japan, I've been teaching kids for almost 10 years. Um, Initially, when you come here and you don't know about their culture, it may seem, listen, that the kids are, for all the better word, racist. They're not racist. Oftentimes, they're just rude little kids. Kids everywhere in the world are rude, and they'll be honest and run their mouth. And what they're used to is not your skin color. Also, some parent, well, I don't know if she teaches in an Eikaiwa or she teaches at a public school or a private school, but in some of the Eikaiwas, because you're alone with the students, some of them have, the younger kids have anxiety or separation issues, and they're not used to be used to be left alone with be alone, much less left alone with a foreigner who doesn't look like anything they have ever seen in their life. Sometimes it takes a while for them to get used to, which is fine. But sometimes, I don't know what the parents must be telling some of these students or their daughters or their sons, because the way the wailing and gnashing of teeth have happened to me, of course, traditionally to them, I look scary and whatever. I had a beard or had long hair or afro, whatever. But I kind of tell the kids like, yo, calling me a gorilla is not okay. You say you call your father gorilla, that's fine. Call your father that, but don't do that to persons who look like me. Because if you go out in the world, which most of them don't plan to do, because to be honest, they don't need to leave Japan for anything. But yeah, be careful. Yeah, so I try to teach them that.
So like because I'm black, I stand out a lot.
Yeah.
And so people come to me more usually than most. So like if I'm with my friends who are like let's say white, Japanese people will come to me first because I look more different, I guess,
That
maybe
tracks.
because I dress pretty Japanese. So
Is there any pros and cons like being black in Japan?
yeah. Okay, so the cons are, of course, people will stare at me a lot, but I'm pretty used to that. Stare
Yeah,
at me,
standard.
so some of this discrimination. But the pros are, so if I apply for a job, there's not a lot of black people usually that apply for jobs, so I'll get picked more often than not because they want something new, something
What kind of job are you
fresh.
talking about?
Yeah.
All right, is there
Tell me
anything
more.
that you want to share your experience in Japan, like being black?
Oh, yeah. So I guess being black in Japan, I use dating apps sometimes to talk to guys, and a lot of people there will say like, "Oh, I've never talked to a black person before." So usually, I'm the first black person that I've gone on a date with a Japanese guy. For the most part, it's pretty nice, and I would say like there's a group of like Nigerians that live in like Harajuku and Shibuya and stuff, and usually if there's like some trouble or some guy trying to talk to me, they will step in and help me because I'm black too, so they will we try to have each other's backs. Yeah. Also, because I'm black and I live in Japan, a lot of Japanese people assume that I can't speak Japanese,
Yep.
or they assume that I'm from
All
Africa.
black people are from
Or
Africa.
if I tell them that I'm
Well, technically we are.
American, then they get surprised because I think a lot of Japanese stereotypes towards African American women are is that everyone is pretty heavy set, fat. So the big stereotype here with being black in Japan. And yeah, like I said,
I never
they
knew.
assume I can't speak Japanese. So when I do speak Japanese, they get really
It's so annoying.
surprised. So because
Yeah.
I think they assume like me and my friends are together. She's white, I'm black. They assume she can speak Japanese
Oh.
and I can't. So that happens quite a lot. And usually it's opposite. They can't speak Japanese, but I can. So,
That's interesting. Okay, thank you. Do you see yourself in Japan in
Of
the
course she
future?
does.
yes, I plan to live here as long as I can. I want to try to live here forever. Hope that's my plan because I really love living here, even though
What do you mean by
Japan has its pros and cons everywhere around the world.
Yes.
Has its pros and cons.
Exactly.
So I think like as an African American woman, as a black woman, no matter where I go, I'll always get discriminated against for being black. So I might as well choose the place that makes me happy.
Not everywhere.
All right,
but
thank you so much.
alright.
Do you speak Japanese?
少しだけ。
Can you introduce yourself in Japanese too?
OK じゃあ、はじめまして。私の名前は海です。2年くらい日本住んでいる。なんか私の日本語はあんまりペラペラじゃない。だからもっと勉強したいです。はい。
ありがとうございます。All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your
You said the
time.
accent.
Yeah, could
Yeah,
you?
the Hana声。はい、すみません。よろしくお願いします。ピカツが1です。11年ぐらい住んでますだけど、まだまだ英語。Whoa, see, if I haven't talked, shut up, shut up.
Introduce your background.
So my name is Christopher Holman. I'm from America, the United States. I'm Jamaican and Haitian for my nationality. I was raised in like the suburb area of so like Long Island, if you know where that's at. And
Stick a pin, stick a pin, stick a pin, stick a pin. Stick a pin, my guy. Jamaican Haitian. Aww. Alright. But all Americans this guy interviews, so I guess you're going to get black Americans. I guess only black people you could find them from America. I guess.
I'm studying abroad here in Japan I've been here for a few months, 2 months so far. So I'll be here for another month or so.
All right, how do you like it here so far?
I like it a lot here so far. It's a beautiful city, a lot of things to see, a lot of great sights. The culture here is it's fun. Like people are super nice. They go into izakayas and drinking. It's amazing. The food here is great, and there's just a lot of things to do and a lot of opportunity which I haven't tapped into yet. But like you can just see it around the place. There's so many things to do.
All right, so what's it like being black in Japan?
I think it's a bit overwhelming at first, to be completely honest, because like coming from America specifically, being from the Philly part, it's like a whole different culture and experience, and you have to sort of like relearn how to navigate that. I think sometimes people staring and stuff, and like people getting like not weird, looking people looking at you. It is a bit like it caught me off guard a little bit.
Did
That
you
in
do
itself, it's
any
an
research,
experience.
bro,
But like
before coming to
besides that,
Japan?
I think like personally, I've been saying to myself a lot, so trying to avoid all that. So it's not the worst experience, but I think like if I was here any longer than a few months, it'd definitely be something I have to really learn how to navigate and get used to.
Is there any like negative thing that you didn't expect in Japan?
I think the negative thing I didn't expect was like sometimes people can be a bit standoffish here and like cold and reserved, and like that's never a problem because like you live your own life, of course. But like for my personality, it is like I'm used to like talking to everybody and like wanting to connect to people, and like you feel like you can't really have that too much over here. At least what I experienced so far.
Is there any pros and cons being black in Japan?
I think pros is that like you just can be in your own world. No one's really bothering me in terms of like physically bothering me, and like
Technically,
that I can just
yeah.
live my own life, and I guess that's a really nice part.
Yeah.
The girls and men here are super like receptive of me and like can be understanding in times if they see I don't speak English, like try to work with me and stuff. But like I think the cons are like it is just like it's hard to relate to other people and like other experiences because like my experience is so like it's its own thing, so it's difficult to actually connect with people on that.
There are a lot of Japanese people who has dreads.
Yeah.
What do you think about it? What can I ask?
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't ever think it's my place or someone's place to, like, yell at somebody for you, mad at somebody about their own life. But, like, I do think it's a bit strange. just because like because dreadlocks do have a bit of a religious significance. Japan has its own like culture and things that they can add into their own life. It's important to at least know what they mean or present if you're gonna be wearing dreads. So it's like it's never like a big problem or something to like get mad at, but like it is like a bit like a huh, that's weird.
All right, so you feel kind of weird.
A little bit. Like I don't let it bother me that much, and it's like it's not like a my biggest focus of attention, but like
Culture
it is something that
vultures.
I noticed. Like, oh, that's like a non-black person wearing dreadlocks.
Do you speak Japanese?
Not really. I have a textbook and some like writing books to practice. I know some like basic phrases and stuff like that, but like I don't really know it that well.
All right, like, do you want to say something in Japanese?
I guess like gozaimasu. See what I'm saying?
All right, thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you so much for watching so far. How was it? I really appreciate their willingness to be in the interview this time. So if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel so you never miss out on future videos. Again, thank you so much for watching until the end. See you tomorrow.
Um, yeah, limited sample size, I think, into not a very diverse cross section of black people, mostly Americans, mostly younger Americans, it seems. Two students. So the experiences are very much, I guess, surface level. As the longer you stay in Japan, it's the longer you get exposed to the the honne, the real feelings of Japanese people, and the more interactions you have with other foreigners who might be jaded or might have wonderful experiences here. So it's a mixed bag, and depending on the community you have with you, it can be either a life wonderful experience or a really crappy experience. But in the comments below, let me know what type of videos you want to see me respond to or react to. And yeah, follow me on Instagram. I'm on social medias and Pickles the Guy Jin. And I will see you in the next video. Pickles the Guy Jin, Jamaican content creator. Ikimashou! Ain't gonna hold you. Bro.